French President Francois Hollande is here in Washington on a state visit to the United States. It is the first for a French head of state in nearly 20 years. The two-day visit will culminate in a state dinner at the White House on Tuesday. It is seen as a high honor for France, whose policies over Syria, Iran, and tackling militant Islam in Northwest Africa closely match Washington's. Nathan King joins us now from the White House with more. Nathan.
That's right, Elaine. You know, it's being described here as the oldest relationship with America. France, remember, had troops fighting alongside independence fighters with the US in 1776. And today, French troops are on the ground in Africa when the US cannot put boots on the ground because of their withdrawal from other wars. So this visit is being seen very much as a thank you to France and its president for sticking by US foreign policy at a time of big international change. The red carpet, a ride on Air Force One, a joint tour of the estate of Thomas Jefferson, one of the first US ministers to France. All the trappings of a state visit for America's oldest ally. And what a difference a decade makes. Back in 2003, French fries were renamed Freedom Fries here in Washington as Paris opposed the march to war in Iraq. Now the flags are flying as the US and America's oldest ally have much more in common. And as the US has pulled back from war, France has stepped up, taking the lead, fighting Islamist rebels in Mali, trying to prevent genocide in the Central African Republic. Paris was even prepared to join the US as the only ally in bombing Syria over chemical weapons use.
In Africa, for instance, in Mali, in CAR, Central African Republic. But there's a part of thank you too, because France went along with the United States on the Syrian affair, for instance, and that was a very close relationship.
They do have differences, though. The US spying scandal shocked France, and there are disagreements over trade and taxes. One other factor they have in common, low approval ratings. Obama's are low, but Hollande's are downright terrible.
The lowest popularity rate a French president had ever have since the Second World War. So it can be better for the two guys to meet, and for President Francois Hollande, it could make a good point to see Barack Obama.
While an international state visit can help boost a politician's profile, Hollande's woes are largely domestic. High unemployment, low investment, and a bloated state all led Time magazine this week to question whether Hollande is the right man for the job. There are also personal problems plaguing the French president. He recently split with his long-term girlfriend, Valérie Trierweiler, and he has been romantically connected to a French actress. Apparently, the personal problems of the French president have played havoc with the protocol of the White House here behind me, especially with the seating chart. But the menu is definitely something to think about. And I can tell you that all the wines on the menu, by the way, are American. But in true diplomatic fashion, the owners of the vineyards are all French.
One of the biggest social events of the year. And Nathan, what else is the French president up to while he's here in the U.S.?
He's speaking to the Chamber of Commerce here in Washington, but also going out to Silicon Valley, the likes of Google, Facebook, and Yahoo, which is raising some eyebrows. Yahoo, for example, moved its European headquarters from France to Ireland because of the tax regime in France. So Hollande has got a lot to do to woo American investors back to France. They actually suffered a 77% decline in foreign investment last year, where countries like Germany, Ireland and elsewhere went ahead. So it's a working visit as well as a thank you visit for the French president.
All right, CCTV's Nathan King at the White House. Thanks for that.